Hello, welcome to another episode of Church Technology. And yes, we've missed a few weeks, and we're sorry about that, being a little bit under the weather and a bunch of other changes going on. In fact, we're trying to change the structure of the show a little bit in January, so this whole thing is being, all our shows are being like restructured a little bit just to make them a little fresh and not really a big deal, but I like to bring a co-host on this show. I'm trying to find a co-host right now. So if you know somebody that might be interested in co-hosting and is involved in church technology regularly, then let me know, because I'm definitely looking around for one right now. So this week, I'm going to think it's a little quick because we're really are behind some times and behind doing anything's done and stuff like that. But one thing you can notice, I'm sitting actually in the control room. So I'm not in the studio, which is the other side of the wall in front of me. I'm actually out where the person who is switching, if somebody's switching for me or taking calls or whatever, sits. And I'll give you a little bit of an idea. This is the control area that I'm sitting at. So on the other side of the wall right here is the room where we generally sit and do our shows. And you can't really see on this side, but I got a bunch of monitors. What's 6 monitors there and a couple monitors over there. So, but I'm out here this week because something a little bit different. We are working on the other room a little bit. I added a couple monitors in there, but nothing major. It just was more convenient to do it here. I just finished another show and decided to stick out here and do it while I was sitting here. This week, though, is a little bit of something that I found interesting, and it's an inexpensive way of doing colored lights to see around your stage. If you don't want to go out and spend lots and lots of money on like LED fixtures and things like that, you just want to do some accent lighting and things like that. I found a way. Actually, I didn't find it. Somebody else at my church found it and showed me it. If you watch our Let's Make It show, we've shown how to control these LED strips before, but there's actually something new out. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. First of all, I should have gotten this out before now because it's a little noisy. So these little wind reels have different color, like the LEDs are red, green, and blue, and the whole strip is one color, red, green, or blue. You see, you have the plugs here and red, green, blue, and white. White being the common, and actually the plugs coming off the end there. And it comes with a little white box to control it, and it comes with one of these. Inexpensive, but not very convenient to control it with one of these. In fact, the options that come on this are not that good, and the controller isn't that good. If you're doing any kind of video, you'll see refresh rates it's hard to get past the flickering of the LEDs. But there is a way to get around it, and it's fairly inexpensive a way. And if you already have a light board, you'll find this very interesting. This is a box, and I'll see if I can find the manufacturer on it. Of course not. It's a DMX512 decoder for LED lights. If you search for that, you'll find them. I don't know why a company wouldn't put their name on here. Think they want to sell more of them, but maybe not. Anyways, it does work very well though. So it takes in and out DMX right here, and you can also, if you're in the new DMX, it's Cat 5. It takes that. It does some things automatic. It's called Fun. It just flickers and does all kinds of other things. But if you turn off the Fun, you can actually set the DMX address. And then on this side, this plug comes off, and you basically put in here your voltage, your 12 volts, minus and positive. And then you hit your common, your red, green, and blue. They call them channel 1, 2, and 3, so you can put any way you want. I do red, green, and blue. You put that in, you screw this into this, and you plug this in. And then there's your light strip controlled by your light board without having to go through and use this silly little thing. So you can have complete control. And these lights are pretty bright, and they're LEDs. These last a long time. Why not just go out? I mean, this was probably about $30, 30, $40. I got it from somewhere in China, which I'm sure that's where it's probably made. I think I got it off AliExpress. And these are like $12 for a 50-foot roll. So yeah, I mean, you can do really inexpensive lighting accents and effects. The guy who showed me this at my church actually did some really cool things with them on the stage. with what do we call them? The risers. I can't get the name. With the risers, as far as like making them look really cool, and he has some kind of material that glows in there. I have to ask what the material is, but it's a very inexpensive and easy way to do some quick accent lighting. I don't know what you just gotta make sure you get the right power for this. When I got these, I got the 5 amp 12 volt, so it should be able to run the whole string fairly easily. And the strings are adjustable. You can see you can't really tell probably, but inside of there's like little scissors. You can cut them to the right length, and you can just solder on more wires and use it at any length you want. Just make sure you got enough power to power the length that you want. But so Church Technology is still around, and we are kind of revamping it a little bit. We have a long list of things we wanted to do, but we felt like we wanted to do more of a discussion versus less of a teaching. So we're going to bring in the ability for people you can always come to the chat room when we do this Monday nights, but we haven't been consistent enough for you to know when to come. And we're going to fix that definitely in January with a long list of subjects and another co-host hopefully by then. Plus we may even add, we have the ability to do this from other shows that are coming on. We take phone calls now. And whether it's an 800 number in the United States, outside the United States, it's a regular number, or you can Skype in to our Skype account. It's a voice only. You know, we do all of our shows with our guests and co-hosts through Skype, or most of the time we use Skype. We use Skype quite a bit. But this Skype is strictly for voice, so you would just call in from one Skype to the other if you're outside the country and you wanted to talk. So that's an option we have coming up as well, but we're trying to make it more of a regular thing. We also would like your input on what you'd like us to cover. I have a lot of friends that do church stuff, so we can cover lots of things. Many of them have been doing it for many years, and prior to doing it for the church, they were doing it professionally. So whether it's lighting or sound or IT or whatever, we can definitely cover it with this show. So that's our goal coming up, and it'll become a lot more regular in January. So December we're going through and redesigning. We're changing the graphics a little bit on the shows, the lower thirds, making them look pretty. We actually have one of our friends that's a designer designing some of the lower thirds and things like that. So we're cleaning up that. We've rearranged the studio a little bit. You probably unless you watch the studio tour from one of the other shows, you probably don't really notice much, but internally we're changing a lot of equipment around and software just to make the workflow stream a little bit easier. Although I think our workflow is pretty easy. We're just switching, I hate to say this, from a Mac to a PC, just because unfortunately Macs don't have expandability. The new ones that have the high power don't have aren't easily expandable to take video capture cards. So we're still using our ATEM to do the switching. Right now, actually, I'm not even on the ATEM. I'm using everything I'm using right now is USB into Wirecast, but it goes from the ATEM to Wirecast for switching, and then from that Wirecast to yet another Wirecast for streaming. And the Macs that we had weren't powerful enough to handle that, so we had the choice of either going and building a PC or using everything external, like buying some kind of Mac that's some kind of external. But the external stuff wasn't reliable. We tried that for a little bit with some AJ stuff and some Blackmagic stuff. So nothing was reliable enough to consider it to be 24-hour streaming. So we built the PCs. We tried to do some Hackintosh stuff, but in the long run, we decided we didn't want the lack of support for that. So we've switched over to Windows 7 for both of the Wirecast machines. So that's kind of been in progress, and it works a little differently, and but it seems like it's a lot more stable. I'm definitely much more comfortable with it being a stable platform, because the external devices would sometimes just disappear and Wirecast wouldn't see them anymore. And so all the stability issues seem like they have gone with switching out the hardware. But we've done all this switching around in the background. It's a lot of work. We've rearranged the other studio just a little bit. Nothing that's obvious to the viewers, but to us, it's a big deal how we rearrange some of the monitors that we watch, and we've lowered the cameras and added PTZs to them, things like that. So it's been a long work in progress. Plus, if you watch Let's Make It, I'm about to release a hardware switcher as well, and that's just keeping me really busy sourcing parts, and some of the vendors aren't very fast at producing things for me, so it's been a lot of work to keep up with that. So, anyways, this is for technology. I just wanted to do a quick episode, let you know we didn't fall off the face of the earth, although it feels like we have because I haven't sat here and done one for a good while now. And that will definitely, I might do one more before the end of the year. I don't know. The end of the year is kind of busy for us, the last 2 weeks especially, so I don't know if I'll get another one in before then, but in January, after all the dust settles from the New Year's Eve and all that stuff, the New Year's stuff, we'll be doing regular shows on Monday. Our list of things we want to do is very long, so it's not that we don't have the content that we want to do. We just don't have the time to do all the research and put it together properly to do it justice. And rather than do it halfway, I'd rather just do it later when we have the time and where it does the best benefit for everybody. So anyways, that was it for this week's Church Technology, and keep checking back. We'll be back on a regular schedule very, very soon. For show notes for this show, contacts, and more, go to the TechZen.tv website where you can get show notes for all of our shows. We love to hear from our viewers and listeners. We have an email, a Twitter, and a phone number where you can contact us for each show. For details, visit the TechZen.tv website and get the show details. You can also make a video and upload it somewhere like YouTube or Vimeo, and then just send us a link. You never know, you may see your video in a future show. You can get all of our shows delivered automatically to your favorite device by going to your favorite podcast website like iTunes and subscribing. Each of our shows also has a YouTube channel you can subscribe to get regular updates. Our shows are also available on most internet radio networks like Stitcher and TuneIn Radio. You can also watch and listen to our shows on Xbox, TiVo, and Roku. You can even find us on your Zune.